Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start a new lesson from the book Footprints Without Feet, which is written by Ruskin Bond. It is the second lesson from that book, and the name of the lesson is The Thief's Story. So let us know about the author Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Mussoorie, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Tehran, his novel, which was written in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. So this was all about the author Ruskin Bond. Now let us see the synopsis of this lesson. The story is about two different people. One is the thief, who is 15 years old, and the other young person of 25 years who is watching a wrestling match. The name of that person who is watching the wrestling match is Anil. So when Anil is watching the wrestling match, the thief approaches Anil and he starts talking to him because he feels that he had not robbed anyone for many days, and he thought that it would be easy to rob a simple person like Anil. So they both started talking, who? Anil and the thief. So Anil asks the thief his name. So he introduced himself as Hari Singh. Thief introduced himself to Anil as Hari Singh. Hari Singh is not his real name, as he changes his name every month to escape from the police and earlier employers. Then they started talking about the wrestlers. Anil was leaving Hari Singh. He asked if he could work for Anil. He wanted to work for Anil. Actually, his intention was not to work. His intention was to rob him. When Hari Singh asked Anil whether he would work for him, at that time Anil replied that he would not be able to pay for him. But he said that he could feed him if he knew how to cook. Hari Singh lied to Anil that he knew to cook. So Anil took Hari Singh with him to his house. His room was above a sweet shop. So as Hari Singh, he lied that he can cook, so Anil asked him to cook. So Hari Singh cooked a meal which was really bad. It was really bad because Anil did not eat it. So Anil asked Hari Singh to leave because he came to know that Hari Singh is not able to cook. So he said Anil said Hari Singh to leave. But Hari Singh tried to please Anil. He smiled in his most attractive way. not stop laughing. So because of the attractive smile of Hari Singh, Anil started laughing. So Anil agreed to teach Hari Singh how to cook, write a full sentence and numbers. So Hari was grateful, he was thankful, as he knew that there would be no limit robbing the people once he knew how to read and write. So once he learned how to read and write, there would be no limit robbing the people. So the narrator used to like working for Anil, as he used to make him tea in the morning and then go out to buy the groceries for the day. He also used to steal 1 rupee from the money that was given to him to buy groceries. So whatever money was given to Hari Singh to buy grocery every day, he used to steal 1 rupee from it. He used to keep 1 rupee aside for himself. And Anil knew that Hari Singh is taking 1 rupee every day, but he did not mind. Anil did not mind. Anil used to make money by irregular works. His work was not regular. Sometimes he used to borrow money, and when he had money, he would lend it to other people. So as his work was not regular, his income was not regular, and he had to borrow money from others. And once he had the money, he used to lend that money to others. Whenever he used to get money, he would go with his friends, and he would celebrate. One day, Anil came with a bundle of money and told Hari that he had sold a book to a publisher. Basically, Anil was a writer, and he had sold his book to a publisher, and in return he had got some money. So at night he kept the money safely under the mattress of his bed. Hari Singh, he now realized that he had been working for Anil more than a month. So almost a month had passed. Hari Singh was working for Anil, and in that month he had not stolen anything. So he realized that he had not stolen anything from Anil, apart from that 1 rupee which he used to take regularly when he used to go buying groceries. Hari had many chances to steal because he had the key to the rooms. Anil had given the key of the room to Hari Singh, so he had the chance as he had the keys to the room. But Hari Singh was surprised with the amount of trust Anil had on him, because he has never seen such a trusting person in his life. So this trust was preventing Hari Singh from robbing Anil. As Hari Singh thought that robbing a careless person didn't make much difference. Now, Anil was a careless person, and according to Hari Singh, robbing a careless person didn't make much difference, because he might even not notice that he had been robbed, and that took out all the fun from the work. So Hari Singh did not have any fun in robbing a careless person like Anil. He would not enjoy his work. Then he thought of stealing Anil's money, and he justified himself that if he didn't steal money from Anil, then also he would waste that money on his friends, and also Anil did not pay Hari Singh for the work he did. So as Hari Singh was working for Anil, Anil did not pay anything for him. So Hari, he woke up at night. He quietly crawled to Anil's bed. He stole the money and decided to leave the city. He decided to go by Lucknow Express. The departure time of Lucknow Express was 10:30. So when he reached the station, at that time the train started moving. So Hari Singh could easily catch the train, but he hesitated. He did not know the reason why he was hesitating. So before he reached the station, he had counted the money. There were 600 rupees. 50 rupees notes were there in that bundle, and total amount was 600. With that money, he could live a lavish life for 2 to 3 weeks. After the train had left, Hari Singh was alone on the station. There was no place to sleep at night. He did not have any friends to whom he could go and take rest there. He knew only Anil. The only person he knew was Anil, and now he had robbed Anil. So he was hesitating to go back to Anil. So he sat on the bench in a park, and then it started raining. So Hari Singh took shelter under the clock tower. Now he realized that the notes got wet. He also realized that learning how to read and write would help him to get much more respectable and honest job, which would pay him more than this few hundred rupees. So if he realized that if he would learn to read and write, he would get a good and respectable job and he would earn more money. So he decided to go back to Anil. Then he went back home. After reaching home, he placed the money back. Next morning, he got up little late. He woke up little late, and Anil had already made his tea. Afterwards, Anil gave 50 rupees note to Hari Singh as he had been paid for his work, and now onwards he would be paid regularly. Hari took that note and he realized that the note was still wet from the rain last night. He also realized that Anil came to know about his misdeed, but there was no sadness, anger, or guilt in his mind. The narrator Hari smiled in a beautiful manner, and it was his genuine happiness. He was happy that because he was happy because he realized that he had saved himself from the wrong road. Uh, this lesson is based on the theme of friendship, betrayal, aspiration, connection, trust, guilt, change, kindness, loyalty, revenge, and honesty. The story is based on the fact how love and kindness can transform the life, can transform even the most destructive minds of criminals and thieves in this cruel world. So, if we show love and kindness, they can transform the evil minds of criminals. The message we get from this lesson is that the human values and relations are more important in life. It can transform a person. So the human values, the relations, they are more important. So in this story, you have experienced how the goodness of Anil uh, and the values of Anil transformed Hari Singh, the thief. Anil was a kind-hearted, trusting, and forgiving person. So these characteristics of Anil makes Hari Singh introspect and change his ways. No one is born wicked. The circumstances and the society makes him like that. So the basic goodness of such person could be reviewed if the right atmosphere is provided. I hope you have understood the summary of this lesson. Thank you.